Well, it's time that I make a video on this Roblox game right here. How's it going, everybody? Bendy B back with another video, and today we will be taking a look at all the Sans vs. Chara extra characters, because I have all of them. And I decided to make a tutorial on them because I felt like I had the because I wanted to do it. Anyways, I'm turning down the whole entire volume because I don't want like any copyright. Anyway, let's start with the free character. No wait, no. So of course we have Sans over here, the usual Sans, like yeah. So we have middle bone, which is just a bone that just moves forward. Side bones just moves forward, but like from the sides. Which, if you combine them, they make a living wall. I cannot speak. They can make a living wall which you can only jump over. Anyway, Gaster Blasters. They just do that. The big Gaster Blaster is just the bigger version of it, but it shoots only forward. And finally, the Bone Zone, which does that. Yeah, better characters would be way better than this guy, not gonna lie. The next Sans that we have is in the free characters list, and it is called Underswap Sans. Yeah, kinda having to pose a papyrus there, eh? Bone Zone is just... why? Middle Bone is... well, easy. Same with the Side Bone too, which make it still a jump, but yeah. Big blue bone zones, you just don't move. Is that the big blue bone zones? You just don't move, and that's how you survive them. A bone wall just does that. You have to temporarily wait. And hear me when I say this. This character is literally completely useless. Moving on from all those shenanigans, next up we have Little Tail Sans, and they could not think of a single Sans that is worse than this. Literally every move is the same as the regular Sans, just little. The player literally has an upper hand of it. Like, Little Tail? Come on. At least make a Sans that's not actually bull. Anyways, enough of my rambling for a Little Tail Sans. Mafia Tail Sans? I have no idea how to pronounce that, don't bully me because of it, but he has a gun. Anyway, Big Gaster Blasters, just the same thing, but with a top hat, looking pretty good. Same with the Gaster Blasters too, but they have like a little order they go in. So it contains like they're going from left to the middle, and then back to the left. So left and right, both middle, and then both back to left and right. Guns is just an auto fire onto the player, and then shoots just makes you shoot from your gun, and it's an auto aim. Yes. Wait, what? Someone joined? Wait, what the heck? Why are they even here? I didn't even give them permission to even join it. Oh, they left. How wonderful. Anyway, next Sans we got up at... sorry, but, anyway, next Sans we got is a photonic... I have no idea how to pronounce that. Don't bully me. This Sans right here, we have, like, yeah, the middle bone and the side bones are still normal. Bone zone's normal. Gaster Blasters are normal. But negative, on the other hand, you just switch negativity whenever you want. There was a lot to unpack with this, which I do not even understand at all. Mostly because of the fact that... why did he switch to negativity? Up next on our list, after the to negative Sans. Gosh dang it, why do people die? Story Shift Sans. are basically a knockoff of Asgore. I mean, to be fair, it's Story Shift, which is shifting stories, but either way. Big Gaster Blaster is, well, you just have to move. Like Gaster Blaster. Bone Zone is normal. Gaster Blaster is just that. But I do like the fact that the big Gaster Blaster just shoots an orange laser like a little beam, like a final boss or something. Middle and side bones, wait. No, wait, do you? No, you don't just have, you just have to be out of the middle. Middle and side bones are just that. All hail the King Sans! Up next for our next Sans, we have Alter Tail Sans, which, instead of Story Shift, we have, which is Asgore, we have Toriel. Big Gaster Blaster, normal. Bone Zone, normal. But instead they're blue. Gaster Blaster, normal. Middle Bones, they're normal, except for the little, like, blue bone. Same with the side bones. Honestly, design-wise, it's not that bad, but abilities, like, the freebies just need to get an update, like, seriously. Up next on our Sans list, we have Scientist Tail Sans. I never really got the gist of this Sans, but it started to grow on me while I was using it lately. The cubes are just, well, moving cubes, like a science lab. Middle bones are the same, side bones are the same. Breakable cubes, however, it's like this. Yeah, I had no idea what it was. Big Gaster Blasters, normal Gaster Blasters are only to the side. But he looks like my science teacher a lot. I'm not even joking. He really does. Stop cutting me off so dang much, editing! Wait, I don't know how to edit, dang it. Or even still, stop cutting me out so quickly! Wait, I just realized I'm doing it. Well, could you stop doing it so quickly that— By the way, with the fact that my mic is quite loud, that was unintentional. I got this mic for Christmas and I didn't know it was really loud. And I got annoying with the quiet mic, so I moved to this one without even realizing, and I didn't even test it, so that's all me. Up next in the Sans list, we have Descendant Sans? I don't know, but they got the drip, though. I do give credit for that. Big color bones. The blue one, you just don't move. Orange one, you just move. Right. Big Gaster Blaster. Purple eyes, but pink beam. How would you mess that up? Gaster Blasters, they just shoot you from behind, which is a bit sneaky. Side and middle bones are the same, just more pink. Right? And Bone Zone is just the same. But I do like the golden chain, though. I do give credit for that one. Also, I'm cutting myself out on purpose just to make it sound funny. Damn, nobody's even gonna find that funny anyway. Like, what is wrong with me? Up next on the list, we have low-level Killer Sans, which, when I first saw this, before I even got Killer Sans to begin with, I was just like, oh well, at least it's something. Middle bones are the same, as usual, same with the side bones too. Gaster Blasters just, it comes out in a certain way, or like a format, where it's just so specific. Like, I'm not the one to judge, but nah man, look. The Gaster Blasters are cool. Just, yeah, a solid 6 out of 10. Bone Zone, normal as heck, because I, Big Goop Blaster. Wow, some actual effort was put into this. Epic. And goop. It takes time, but the ability can be quite overkill sometimes. Yeah. Alright, next Sans we got on the list is Ocean Tail Sans. A pirate. No, I am not talking about the piracy sort of pirate. I'm talking about, like, a pirate on a pirate ship. Big Octopus Blaster. Effort was put into it. And the way that the octopus just like, well, opens its mouth, or at least I think that's what it is. I have no idea, but anyway, it's good. The octoblasters are on the left and right, but it's auto aim too. I forgot about that. Flood, you just have to go on the crates before the flood rises up. Kind of like the bone zone, but it's not quite. Cannons! Slow, but it's at least cool to watch. Middle bones and side bones, same old same. Bone zones, still the same. Boring, but at least the octoblasters are actually made for like effort and stuff. Up next on our sands lift straight after our next sands list after Ocean Tail Sands, we have Story Spin Sands. I find it hilarious how it's mixed with chara and all, but anyway. Big Gas Blaster, transparent, and red beam, which is pretty cool. Blind? It's not that big of a blind, but it still kind of works. Slashes are cool, I guess. Gas Blasters are the X-format blasters. Middle knives and the side knives, they're different from bones, but it's an improvement for a free character. I'll give it that. That's the only other credit I'll give. Next sands we got on the list is Dance Tail Sands, which the bug where you cannot like get the front of him is really annoying, so viewing the abilities is kind of like that. Anyway, side and middle bones are the same, except for the fact that you cannot move with the middle bones, but the side bones you could just like have a don't move and then move. Gas Blasters, normal and boring. Bone Zone, normal and boring. Disco Ball, finally something original, which I don't need to tell you, it's fun to watch, but the ability's kind of mid. Big Gas Blaster, boring as usual. So overall for Dance Tail Sands, although the hood is up, boring as heck. Up next on the sands list we have starting point of Insanity Sands, which is kind of okay, but at the same time not really, because like I don't know, it's just this blue dust right here kind of bothers me, considering the fact that all Undertale characters die with white dust or just regular dust itself. So the fact that this doesn't even look like a proper tough sands is kind of annoying. And also these are the other sort of like dusts as well. Cyan, yellow, green, purple, orange, but yeah. Enough blabbering about the dust. Let's just get on to the abilities. Bone Zones. It's slow, I know. But yeah. It at least does something. Following Axe is at least something original for the first free character. Gas Blasters, they look cool, I grant you that, but they're kind of weak. The Big Gas Blaster is the same thing as all the other Gas Blasters. Middle and side bones are faster, but they still don't do much. Also, this is a free version of a character that's already hard to get, which I will cover later in the video. I just want to free my sanity sometimes. The painful thing about doing these types of videos, like tutorials on how to get, the free characters are fine and all, but using their abilities, oh, the judging is just annoying sometimes. Our next sands after the starting point of Insanity Sands is Bird Tail Sands. But my goodness, look at all that grass, which is not even being touched. Why? Anyway, bone scatter is just a bunch of bone circles and then they just like explode. The concept's cool, but not the attack. Middle and side bones, still the same usual boring stuff. Bone shoots is just an auto-aim amount of bones, which can only be used if an opponent is there, but I really just don't want to use my sanity up too much. Anyway, breeze is just, well, use this sort of wind sort of thing to like slow down your opponent, which is kinda cool the first time, but now it's not really used all that much. Bone rain! It's the opposite of a bone zone. Wow, how original, developer. The creator of the game, Wiz the Pixel Cat, they made a lot of effort into here, but the freebies, all the free characters are quite annoying, I do grant you that. Up next on our Sans list, we have yet another sort of like sounding to photonegativity Sans. Inverted Fate Sans. Now, I was looking at the inverted bit only, so that was my mistake. Inverted Fate Sans. I didn't really understand this one too much, but here we go. Gaster Blaster, a bunch of blue blasters that you just have to dodge, which I do not understand why. I mean, true, it's kind of effective, but that doesn't really help it with any sort of way. Bone Zone, normal and boring. Middle is normal. Side is normal and boring. Like, you just get tired of the bones entirely sometimes. The big Gaster Blasters, however, you just have to stay in the middle. Which, granted, if you do use the Gaster Blasters and the big blasters, it's kind of overkill, but even still. Gosh dang it! Why do they keep joining? I don't even get the mid-fight! Up next on our list. Oh, come on. You know what? Let's just get this over with. Swap Sans. Why? Side and middle are normal. Gaster Blasters is just boring. Bone Zone, Bone Zone's normal. Blue Spin, Bone Shots, you just don't move. Big Gaster Blaster, normal. Mild Bone Barrage. Like, come on, man. You could have at least had something to do with it. The Mild Bone Barrage is useless. Just make something that actually works instead of having the game code be completely useless. Up next on our Sans list, we have Flower Veil Sans, which is being fixed, which it's been like that for so long. Up next on our Sans list, after this buffoon who is being fixed for ever so long, is Ruin's Dust Sans. No, I am not doing that. I'll do that later. I'll do you later, Snowden Dust. You're not free. Like, dude, no. Just get out. Come on. Snowden Dust. Screw it, I'll just have a look at him. A big Gaster Blaster. Boring. Gaster Blaster. Boring. Middle bones and side bones. Faster, but boring. Bone Zone, boring. Slash Wave. You thought it was gonna be like the slashes of what Story Swap did, I think it was. Or Story Spin. Damn it. But no. He's completely different. But after Ruin's Dust Sans, Promised Sans, he is way different, and he looks very serious. The Gaster Blasters, it switches between Gaster Blasters, which is kind of effective. Side and middle bones are normal and kind of boring. Wrong button. Big Gaster Blaster, boring. Bone Zone, boring. So, it's only really the Gaster Blaster that's actually interesting. But you're still a weak Sans. I never thought I would review 2 Sands in the middle with the same server. Up next on our Sands list, we have Oof Sands. Yeah, this was pretty copy-paste for the noob head. A lot. Side and middle oofs, just a replacement for the normal bones, which is really annoying. Oof blasters is literally just the Gaster Blaster but painted yellow. Oof zone, really? Big oof blaster, the same thing. Noobs, you might think that this is kind of lame, but they actually do move just to try and beat their opponent up, which only lasts for not that long. Just a copy and paste Sands. Like, just think of something original and not just like a head. But trust me guys, later on in the video it does get better. I am being serious. But for the sake of my sanity, I'm gonna have to be as calm as I can and just relax. For our next Sands that we've got, we have Angel Sands. The second best thing to Bird Sands. Or whatever his name was. Whatever. Side and middle bones. Different colors, but still does low speed, but pretty boring. Gaster Blasters. Pretty bright, but still pretty boring. Wall bones. It actually does something original. Just moving blue and green bones from side to side, actually being used for something. But you could still dodge it pretty easily. But it's kind of an improvement for Angel Sands. Not the best. And it does make him different, but not in a good way. Bone Rain. It's just the same as that bird. Bone Shoot. An auto-aim bone sort of shoot, which is actually original. And Big Gaster Blaster, boring. Also, the wings are just a Roblox item. Calm down, Bundy. Just calm down. As if the next one's gonna get worse, then I will scream. Up next on the Sands list is Underfell Sands, which you might think, why is this free? It was entirely the developer's choice. But Extreme Mode, being the Extreme Mode, Badging Sands Multiverse, nah way. No way, fam. Anyway, Bone Zone, boring as hell. Gaster Blaster, boring as hell. Middle and side bone. Now true, the middle bone does come back with a rebound. The side bones are boring as hell, but a middle bone can actually get you off guard if you're new to the game. Big Gaster Blaster, boring as hell. Big color bones. Do I even need to explain it again? No, I do not. And I really do not want to. Okay, now that last Sands was okay. But I swear, if I see a Sands that is really lame, I'm literally gonna scream. I'm not joking. Like, at all. Up next on the Sands list, we have the Underwar Sands, which is the second to last free character. A Disbelief Papyrus sort of vibe, which I like. Big Gaster Blaster. It's literally boring as hell. Gaster Blaster is something actually original. If you're too close to him, you're getting Gaster Blaster, dude. Middle and side bones. Faster, but still boring as hell. Bone Zone. Boring as hell. The Bone Shoot is literally the same as the Angel Sands. The War Cry. Is make your Gas Blaster spawn faster. Let me guess. People joining is gonna be a thing in this video, isn't it? Up next on the Sands list, which is the last free Sands, is Chef Tail Sands. And thank goodness it doesn't have something annoying to it. Because I like cooking. Well, no, not cooking, but I just like chefs. Middle and side bones. boring as hell. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Bone Zone, boring as hell. Gaster Blasters, they shoot chocolate. Batter Spill, kinda the same as Low Killer Sans' Goop, but yeah, it's more yellow. Pan just has a pan with fire in it that just shoots fire, which is kinda cool to watch, but not a very useful attack. Unseal Barrage. Throws knives, spatulas, rolling pins, spoons, forks, and pans. Also, it's quite slow, so it's gonna be useless. But okay. Finally, the first Sans that actually isn't free. Yeah. Dear Sans, you just need to beat him in Sans Multiverse. Which, the way you do it is just... Oh, I thought I heard something. But anyway, so you just beat every single normal Sans up to Reaper, and then you unlock like a yellow portal in Sans Multiverse. And then you have to just beat Dear Sans to unlock this guy. Zawado is just where you use Time Stop, and the opponent freezes for a few seconds. Big Gas Blaster, bigger, but still boring as hell. Bone Zone. I'm not even gonna say it again. Road Roller. It's kind of effective, if I'm being honest. Gas Blaster, boring as hell. Middle and side bones, boring as hell. Fist Barrage, actually kind of useful, but at the same time mostly useless. Yeah, the fact that I just sound tired, it's literally like 5:44 p.m. in the evening, so, and it's January, so it's gonna be dark. Anyways, back with the Ruins Dust Sans. You needed the Determination Badge, which you just, after you guy's car, you just respawn back in the same server, and the Dust Sans, which is quite easier. Gosh dang it, I got distracted while talking. I just don't want to rage right now, because I'm starting to lose my sanity, and... oh my god. As I was saying, after Ruins Dust Sans, get Snowden Dust Sans, which actually has something to it. His hood being up, and having no knife. Bone Zone, different color, but still boring as hell. Gaster Blaster, kind of does the same thing as one of the other Sans, which I've forgotten the name because I have a terrible remember tolerance. But yeah, there's also a blind that just happens randomly, and it covers like your whole screen in red. Come on. Do it. There we go. Anyway, middle and side bones. Purple. And faster. But boring as hell. Fireball. It's just a fireball that follows the opponent. Big Gaster Blasters. More than one big Gaster Blaster. But it's still kind of boring as hell. Like, to be honest, if there was a Dust Sans, like, worse than, the Ruins Dust Sans, it would probably be, like, the effort that's been put into, like, all the abilities with, well, some of the Dust Sans, but not all of them. Up next on the Sans list, we have, the Dust Sans, which is the Beat Hard mode. And oh my goodness, the song's a bop, but I don't want to play it because I risk of copyright, and I hate copyright. Bone Zone, boring as hell. Oh yeah, and the blind is just natural. Gaster Blaster, Wow. Yay. Middle and side bones. Middle bones are slower and has a rebound, but it's still boring as hell. Following bone. Wow, very... I just don't want to lose my sanity, okay? Big gas blasters. Not really effective, really. Up next on our sands list is hard mode sands, which you need hard mode badge or a super bad time, which is to defeat Chara 50 times as sands. Not in the same server though, that's different. Big gas blaster. Literally all that is. Bone zone, boring as hell. Following bone. Same judgment as what I said with dust sands. Gas blasters. Wow, it's the same thing as one of the other sands I forgot, but actually faster and actually goes to the left and right one more time. Middle and side bones. Boring as hell. Bone rise. Actually effective, because although it doesn't seem like it's hard to dodge, you could get sniped by it pretty easily. Colored spinning bones. Really easy to dodge. What was Wiz the Pixel Cat smoking when he made that ability? Up next on the sands list we have is... It's optional if you want to do the extreme mode or not, but wait, no, that's not it. Gas Blaster Sands. You just need to collect 1,375 coins in Gas Blaster battles. Oh, come on! Stop with the joining! Anyway, Gas Blasters is just the same as hard mode sands. Beak colored Gas Blasters. Blue means don't move, orange means move. Crossed Gas Blasters is just the Gas Blasters but crossed. Mouth open blaster just shoots the blaster from his mouth. It's a cool concept, I know. Up next on our sands list, straight after Gas Blaster sands, we have what was it called again? Oh, I forgot. Dream Sands, which you just have to buy a Dream Sands Game Pass in Sands vs. Chara, the original one, which is only like 175 Robux, I think. Side and middle bones. Boring as hell. Gas Blasters. Boring as hell. Big Gas Blaster. Boring as hell. Bone Zone. Kind of effective. Following Star. Quick Stars. We could just spam these, but it doesn't really do that much. Also, I'm gonna kill this guy for fun. Teehee. Although the game is fun and all the sands do have their fair share, so I liked, followed, and favored it. Yeah. Up next on our sands list, this guy just keeps joining. He just wants to be in the video so far. Bad. Alpha Sands. The admin badge is unobtainable. No chance whatsoever. Like, no. Like, not at all. Aftertail Sands. You just need to buy the Aftertail Game Pass. Following Bone, boring as hell. Middle and side bones, boring as hell. Bone Zone, boring as hell. Gas Blaster actually has potential. Big Gas Blaster, boring as hell. Which, I'm gonna say boring as hell a lot, aren't I? After Toss, Badge of Determination, which is quite easy. Blind, kind of effective. Glitch is just... Do I even need to explain? It's like a white particle effect that just sends you back to the beginning if you touch it. Which is basically good for only one time because it just gets annoying. Bone Zone, boring as hell. Side bones. Literally boring as hell. Middle bones. Literally the same thing as what Dust Sands used. That's gonna become overrated. Big Gaster Blaster. Boring as hell. Gaster Blasters. The literal same thing, but it actually goes in the middle one more time. To get you off guard. Following Bone. Oh my gosh, how many times is that gonna be used? Like... Oh my god. But hey, at least the blind is kinda cool. Oh no! There's a guy! No, kill him! Yeah, killer. Next Sans. Okay, I'm just gonna ignore the fact that this guy keeps joining. Oh, we left. Anyway, next Sans is Reaper Sans, which you just need to buy him in Sans vs. Chara. He's like a 300 Robux sort of guy. Big Gaster Blaster. Boring as hell. Side Bones. Boring as hell. Stop with the joining. Stop it. Middle Bones. Boring as hell. Gaster Blasters. Utterly boring. And I do not like it. Bone Zone. Literally, most of the Bone Zones are going to be so annoying. Flying Scythe. Or Following Scythe, I meant. Literally the same thing as well. They need to stop with that. Death Aura. Greatly effective. Blind. Great blindness. But he's still a pretty horrible Sans to use. Our next Sans on the list is Flowery Possession Sans, which is the Flowery Possession Sans Game Pass, which, yeah, it's only 245 Robux. Yeah. Side Bones, Middle Bones, boring as hell, both of them. Gaster Blasters. Good, but there's also like an extra attack, which I give credit for. Big Gaster Blaster. Boring as hell. Bone Zone. I'm not even gonna say it again. Pellets. Kind of the same thing as what Bird Sans did. Vine Shoot. Only used if there's a player involved. Which there is. Oh my god, they broke it. Oh, never mind. And that's what the Vine Shoot does. And he left. Okay. Next Sans we have on the list. He cannot stop joining. What's his name? Story Shift Chara. Yeah. Slashes. Completely normal. I'm kind of like what Story Spin Sans did. Knives. They follow you. Chaos Busters. A Gaster Blaster. Middle Knives. Kind of like the same as what Story Spin did. Same with the side knives. Big Chaos Busters. Completely normal. And it's kind of annoying just to see how many of these abilities can be the same exact thing. Every single time. Okay, I'll just ignore this guy. But anyway, next up on the list is C for 555 Robux in this game. As a Game Pass. It's stupid. I know. C Goop. Kind of the same thing as what Low Killer did. Middle C's and side C's are the same. Special attack. It's kind of similar to the next character I will showcase. But yeah. Also it's used more than once. Sea Blasters. But can be better. Blasters, and then the C Zone. With big, and I mean big C's. And I just died to this guy. Well, he was annoying anyway. Next Sans we got on the list is Delta Sans, which is from the Sans vs. Chara game, another Game Pass guy. First wave, a bunch of fists, Gaster Blasters, a bunch of Gaster Blasters, middle bones, and side bones, lame. Big Gaster Blasters, boring. Bone Zone, boring, and Mouth Blaster. There's room for improvement with this guy. Next Sans on the list we got is... Now, although I said after C it would be a character that I would showcase next, but... I'm sorry. After Epic Sans we'll do this, but... We'll do it, but Epic Sans... Why? Gaster Blasters... Bruh. Following bone. Normal. Middle bone. And side bones. Completely normal. Except the normal bone has a rebound. Merge Gaster Blasters. Just merges together. Bone Zone. Completely normal. Big bone. Massive boy. And chicken. What did the chicken do to deserve this? Oh wow, it's the same server as last time. But anyway, next Sans. Heroes Time Trio. Yet another Game Pass. Dang, they really cannot stop with the Game Passes, can't they? Oh well. Big Gaster Blasters. Pretty solid. Also, the blind is neutral. It happens at random, and that happens. Yes. I know. Bone Zone. Normal and boring. Following bone. Normal and boring, but except 3 bones. Gaster Blasters. Normal and boring. Except the fact that there's more. And that blind could really be annoying. Especially for when I'm about to do attacks like that. Yeah, but the big Gaster Blasters is just that. Stay in the box, however. Yeah. Middle and side bones. The middle bones and side bones are 3, but the middle bone just has a rebound. As usual. The final attack, however. A bunch of bones. And a bunch of bone zones. All that for this. That's just messed up. Alright, let's just get this one out of the way. Bad Time Trio. Bone Zone. Normal and boring. Following knives. Kinda like what Story Shift Chara did, but with less knives. Gaster Blasters. At least Swap Papyrus is actually different than usual. Middle and side bones. Normal and boring. Big Gaster Blasters. Normal and boring. Special attack. This is the attack I was talking about that replicates C. Instead, Papyrus's Gaster Blasters get involved, and then Chara's Blaster. Surprising. I'm only going to say this once at the end of the video. So, be ready for it. Okay? Okay. Straight after Bad Time Trio comes Mad Time Trio. The insane version of it. Oh my goodness. Blind. For real. They gotta be blind sometimes. Side bones. Normal and boring. Special attack. They actually have effort put into this. And it looks epic. Middle bones. A blue bone has a rebound. Gaster Blasters. Following knives. Big Gaster Blasters. And Bone Zones. At least the Bone Zone has some effort put into it, but not the other things, which is so freaking annoying! Alright, everybody. I know I've been screaming a lot, but I'll pause my recording and then just like have a little rest, and then I'll get to the rest of the stanzas.
2 hours later.
Okay, I have relaxed myself from all that. 2 hours. Alright, let's get back in. By the way, in case you're wondering, yes, I do meditating for relaxing myself. Next sands on the list is Ever Sands. And oh my goodness, was this guy annoying to get, but not too hard. Middle bones. Bright. But at least it actually stops to get the player off guard. Same with the side bones too. Gas Blaster. Same thing as what After Dust did, but actually it's a trick. Strings. Just slows the player down. And glitches. Everything's good except for the glitches. Like, come on, man. Also, by the way, the other way I try to relax myself if meditating myself doesn't win, I just play a Wacky Boss to just take my anger out on things. Which does work. Anyways, next sands on the list, we have Under Fresh Sands. So, Fresh Sands, I don't even know how to explain this guy. Furby Bombs. Totally boring. Bone Zone. Wow, a bone zone that's actually improved. Gas Blasters. One from behind and one from the front just to add insult to the injury. Middle bones. Good. Wait, no, it's just boring. Same with the side bones too. Disco Blasters. Instead of a disco ball like Dance Sands did, have actual gas blasters, which does work. I mean, the disco ball was the earlier version, but this actually has a cool way of having like little like sparks to like the littleness. Bat is just like there's a 50-50 chance with it, so it spins all the way to the end, but there's a 50-50 chance you could die from it, or you survive for it. Backup dancers is just like bone throwers, which just throw bones, I guess. Yeah, I don't know how to explain Fresh Sands, it's kinda mid. Up next on the list, we have to go back to Fresh Sands to get the Parasite form. Which, this bug happens again. Which is kind of annoying. But anyway, Bat is the same thing, but completely bigger. Wall Bones, yeah, it's kind of the same thing as what Angel Sands did. Disco Blasters, instead of the like YOLO sort of glasses, they just are corrupted. Furby Bombs, they're bigger this time. Gas Blasters, they don't have one from behind, but they just kind of like have rows. Middle and side bones, a bit longer, but still kind of boring. Bone Zone, actually good. There's a chance for it to just be normal bone zones, which is boring, but then there's a chance of it having tentacles. And wow, it was good. Parasitic tentacles. It could spawn in 3 different bits. Actually 4. One at the very start. Wait, 5. One at the very end. One right there, one right there, one right there. And one at like the very end. One is like at the very start. A bit's like a bit after the start, and another one's just at the middle. But other than the fact that the yellow glasses break, the soul eye is just a really cool concept. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I genuinely wouldn't even think of a better concept for an eye other than that. Because that is peak, and I mean peak of mind sort of like concept things. Next up on the list, we have Insanity Sands. And why, you may ask? The other one was weaker, but this is just, it's not entirely next level, but it's still good. Gigantic Gaster Blaster, you just have to move to the side. It's kind of boring. Bone Zones, the same thing as the last one. Kind of boring. Gaster Blasters actually has potential in them. Okay, I'll just ignore the fact that he's here. Middle and side bones. Side bones are faster and have 2 layers, while although the bone just comes back, it actually goes back again. Cool. Following axes. A hell load of axes. And blind. Heavy blindness. Which you could just spam all your attacks and just kill the player. A lot. There's room for improvement, but honestly, it's nowhere even close to the strongest. Although I said in the community post I have all the characters, I don't have the ones where it's unobtainable. Like Alpha Sands. But Flowey Fell is getting updated. 404. You just need to beat Error Sands and beat Extreme Mode. Oh my gosh. I just literally have to kill this guy because I hate intruders. Side and middle bones. Boring. Strings. Oh wait, I already used it. Gas Blasters. May seem normal, but there's one sniping at the back. Strings just slow the player. Bone Zone. Different. And I like it. Blind. Heavy blind. Paralyzer just shoots a blue orb, and if you get touched by it, you get disintegrated on the spot. Diagonal Gaster Blasters are that, I guess. I just wanted to do that one more time. Oh, and I forgot to mention that when you beat a player, they have their different, like, death sort of words, but I do not want to have the time to do it. Every single one of them, because of sanity reasons. Yeah, what am I doing with my life? Like, no, seriously, what am I doing with my life? Like, seriously. Next up on our Sans list, we have to go back to the free characters because the Extreme Underfell Sans is not free. Anyways, Bone Zone, boring as hell. Gaster Blaster, improved. Middle and side bones. The middle bones have a rebound, but side bones are just there. Big Gaster Blaster, boring as hell. Big colored bones. Kinda neutral. Also with the sweating part, not the best, but okay. Oh wow, the same server, but the Sans is gone, alright. Well, next Sans we got on our list is, what was that called again? Oh yeah, Nightmare Sans. Anyway, Nightmare, hold up, it's just loading. Anyway, there we go. Anyway, Nightmare Sans, he's cool, alright? Sans is just like a goopified version of Sans, just throwing bones, kind of like they are backup dancers, which is quite cool. Goop! The same as what, Low Killer did, but better, I guess. Tentacles. Less areas than what, the Parasite version of Fresh Sans did, but alright. Bone Rain, a literal sniper. Honestly, not a bad move. Up next for our sands list, we have we have to go back to Dust Sands, Badge of Hatred and Badge of Determination. That's for beating Killer Sands and Dust Sands in Sands Undertale solo piece, but there's only 10 items, but Blind is pretty good. Now he's actually covered in dust. And oh my goodness, does he look brilliant. Bone Zone. Do I even need to explain? Side bones have 2 rows. Middle bone, I already told you, it has a rebound. Anything else? Oh yeah, it also rebounds back, kind of like Insanity Sands. Big Gas Blaster. Massive, but still boring as hell. Bone Field. Not really effective, but it could be like a maze. Gas Blasters. There's room for improvement, but at least it has more than 1 round. Following Bones. Sends 3 flying bones straight after them. Okay then. Side Gas Blasters. 2 rounds. Flames. Those flames just look like they clap. Nothing much else to say. Up next on the sands list, we have Toxin Sands. A pretty much cracked sands. Wool Bones. Kind of like the same thing as what Angel Sands did. Gas Blasters. It's auto aim, but it's good. Middle Bones. I like the green, but it's still boring. Big Gas Blasters. Boring. Bone Zone. Quick but boring. Side Bones. Boring. Big Edge Gas Blasters. Could be used for defense when they're close, but pretty much a low quality sands. I will do the second phases in a separate part, so stay tuned for that. I'll have like one of my friends join just to like get them to do the like second phases, or just get like random players to do it. Anyway, next sands we got up on the list. I almost lost track there for a second, but Horror Sands. It's cool. Like, it's real cool. Blind is just what you would expect. Now, it's not a Bone Zone, but Spike Zone, still boring as a Bone Zone. Axes, kind of just similar to the side bones, which the side and middle bones are both boring. Big Axe, kind of just as boring as the middle bone. Spike Wall, it gives an entire maze. Up, but not up all the way. So, if I would have to rate Horror Sands, oh my gosh, I'm pressing the wrong things. But for Horror Sands, it's not entirely all good. I would just give it like a 5. It's good, but not the best. But yeah, true, it just makes it different, but like, not in a good way. The next sands we got on the list, we have to go back to Horror Sands, and then Axetail Sands. My goodness, was I shivering when I saw this sands for the first time, because he looked creepy. Especially with the blind. Usually not when I encounter this guy in the dark. At all. The big Gas Blaster is just overpowered. But if you thought that was overpowered, the Gas Blaster itself is pretty good. The middle and side bones, they come from 2 different directions, which is epic. Bone Zone, boring. However, it just adds a bones to the wall. which is a pretty unique move. Slash wave, you just have to jump over it. Beat color wall bones. We've had this conversation before, and I do not want to say it again. It's kinda good. Also, we're like an hour into the video, I just wanted to point that out. Up next on our sands list, we have Last Breath Sands. Now, Last Breath Sands, he's a type of guy that's difficult in his own way. Gaster Blasters are just like they're on a, so basically he's on like a board, or like whatever, and like, although it doesn't seem like much, he is pretty powerful. Bone Zone just follows the player, but it's pretty boring. A big Gaster Blasters, they just cover up most of it. Left bones just slide to the left, and right bones just slide to the right. Platform jumps. You just have to jump onto like a platform before bones start rising, and if you even try to stand on the platform for too long, you will get knocked off because it's not like the type of platform that keeps up with your movement. Yeah. I decided to make this video because, like, although I don't have, like, alpha sands and stuff, I wanted to showcase, like, every single one of the other characters. But Spinning Bone Throw, honestly, I mean, to be honest, it's fine. It auto follows the player, and they just have to, like, either dodge it or just do what the bone tells them. White is for dodge, blue is for stand still, and orange is to move. Honestly, it's not that bad, and although there's more than one phase, like I said, I'll cover that in a separate video, just have to be patient. Oh, and by the way, in case you already haven't, I would recommend, to follow with the pixel cap, because and Adam is, oh wait, that's the wrong button, sorry. But anyway, next sands on the list, we have Murderer Time Trio. But anyway, the Murderer Time Trio, it's kinda wacky considering it's 3 sands in the same thing. Side bones, normal and boring. Middle bones, only the blue bone has a rebound, but nothing too special. Big Gaster Blasters, kind of overkill, and kinda needs to be nerfed. The Gaster Blasters, the flipping stupid little like goop blasters, they cover up the spaces for the goop, so it's pretty overkill. But the goop is just fine. Bone Zone, only a one-time use, and it's broken, which it really needs to be fixed. Blind, well, it's just the same thing. What would you expect? Like, did you expect it to be different? No. The following knife is just the knife from Murder Mystery 2. Which, although it's what Killer Sands holds, I would appreciate it if they changed the knife because, well, I just find the knife a bit jank. Next sands we got on the list, which is very... Wait, no, it's not difficult. It's another Game Pass. The most expensive Game Pass in Sans Multiverse, or Sans vs. Chara G, is Gaster. And oh my goodness, was this guy powerful. First of all, the gigantic Gaster Blaster, you could just click wherever you want, and it just, well, fires that Gaster Blaster wherever you wanted your mouse to be. And Blaster Circle is just that. And, like, it's not jank or anything, but it's cool to watch. Hand Blasters is just... It only can be used when a player is in the server, but it just fires a bunch of hands. Platform flip. It just flips the entire platform. Bone Zone, it's kind of invisible when you see like the platform itself, but honestly, the fact that it's kind of invisible is kind of cheeky, because you never see it coming. Also, the Void Blasters, I would barely see anything with it, but that might be just a me problem. But for the player, it's kind of like a similar thing. So, Gaster, very good character, and I highly recommend using it in case. But if you don't really get Robux, then, well, there's nothing really I can help you with that. But if you do have actually Robux, then if you have 1,000, I would recommend buying Gaster. But if you have 3,000, I'd recommend getting the final character that I will show you. Next Sands we got on the list is we need to go back to Insanity Sands and then final Insanity Sands. This guy is a literal tank. I'm being serious. The Bone Zone actually got an improvement. Instead of it being like just a bit slower, they actually made it faster. Following Axe is just a bigger axe with a large hitbox. Gaster Blasters is just absurd. But Chung Blaster, you need to move out the way, buddy. Middle Bones is just fast, and it has more than one rebound. Yes, you heard that right. More than one rebound. Blind is just heavy blind. Like, literally, the moment I saw that blind, I was just like, wow, that's big. And then the negative aura, it's huge and it just slows the player down. I would have been fine if it was just like a thing for like defense, but it lasts a bit long, so it makes sense to just slow the player down. So overall, Insanity Sands, or Final Insanity Sands, it's not bad. And now, this is where the things start to get a little more crazy. Next up, we have Enraged Nightmare. Red Eye, but that's not the point. Goop is just faster. The Sands is just more damageable. Tentacles are bigger. Bone Rain's still a sniper. Spread Corruption. It's the same Bone Maze from before. But the ability that really gets to me a lot is the one where you think nothing is happening at all, but in reality, it's a killer. It's called No Escape. And when you see that, you know that you're dead. Like, you just die as soon as you get near it. But yeah, that's all that Sands really has. And that's not the only type of nightmare there is. There are 3 nightmares. Nightmare Sands, Enraged Nightmare, and the next character I will show you. I was surprised when I saw this one at first, but it has to involve Dream Sands. Shattered Dream. It's cool. Bone Rain is just cool. The following Corrupted Star is just like last time. The middle and side bones are just boring. The Tentacle is normal. Goop is normal. Negative Arrow is just... it doesn't do anything. Even with a player in sight, it just does nothing. It's broken. Like, it needs to be fixed. Very badly, too. Yeah, that's all Shattered Dream has to share with us. If I had to choose the next Sans for which would be more powerful, it would have been the one where I needed to have 2 Discord users help me. If you do not know who I'm talking about, this next one is Fatal Error. Fatal Error is just madness. Basically, you just have Fatal Error himself. Then you have Reaper, Dio, Killer, and Error with you. Bone Zone is just a mixture of blue and red bones. Gigantic Final Gaster Blaster is a trick Gaster Blaster, but it shoots in all 3 directions. Zarwado is just the same as what Dio had. Following Scythe is the same as what the Reaper had, but it's a killing combo. Gigantic Goop Blaster is what Killer had. Goop is the same as what Killer, Nightmare, and a lot of others had. Spinning Bone. Spinning Bones is just an original idea. It's 2 bones mixed with each other and they're spinning. Kind of like a fidget spinner of death, but quite slow. Strings is just... yeah, Strings is kind of chaotic. But it's what Error had, so of course it would be bad. Road Roller is just where you click and then the Road Roller just does the Road Roller. Fatal Blasters just... they cover up a lot. And yeah, that is Fatal Error. Also, I know that that's the 0-1 sort of thing. I forgot what it was called, but if there are any sort of like translators there, help me. And speaking of Error Sans, which Fatal Error had, our next character involves not the 404 version, but our friend, but stronger. So our next character, we have to go back to Error Sans and then full power. He is overpowered when he is at full power. Finally, the Gaster Blasters get fixed. The middle and side bones, true, they have a rebound, but they can be quite annoying. Strings is just... let's just be honest, all those strings are going to be annoying. Error Puddle. Well, same as what Nightmare has, but it covers every single bit. So if you're on ground, you're dead. Glitch Blasters are just... they're the same glitch as what After Dusk had, but they're actually used for a purpose. Following Bone is really fast when there's a player in contact. Glitch Bone Barrage. Could be a sniper. So, yeah. That's all of what Error has. So, you might have seen Full Power Error, and Error 404, and Weak Error, and Fatal Error. But what if I told you that there is something much more superior than Errors? And if you do not know what I mean, it's something completely different. I am talking about Virus 404. This dude literally has the feet of a dragon. Anyway, the blind is just red, which is all I could say. Spread Virus is just goop again. But instead of it being visible, it's actually a plot twist to the Spread Virus. It's zeros and ones, making it quite annoying. Side and middle bones, they have the exclamation marks on there, but they're quite boring. Gaster Blasters, they actually have purpose to them. Virus Waves, it's kind of cool. It just kind of forces you to just wait. Or you could just jump over them. Following Bone, what do you expect? Bone Zone has purpose. But I gotta say, the dragon feet is a pretty cool detail to Virus 404. Okay, we have very few little characters left. And I am starting... Oh wait, just good things, yes. Anyways, the last few Sands, or characters, I should say, since there is another one that isn't entirely Sans, but let's get this over with. Our next character involves going back to Reaper Sans. It's true Reaper Sans, and it involves a badge from Sans Multiverse. No, not Undertale Solo Piece, which it's not even obtainable now, and it's only on Halloween, but it's pretty dang hard. Death's Howl is just, well, I'll give you what it is. The same thing as what Bird Sans did. Really. Blind is much more heavy blind than last time. You do not want to mess with that. Not at all. Spinning Scythe is just, well, what it says. Following Scythe is just the same as what the original Reaper did. Middle and side bones. Side bones boring. Bones have rebound. And then back. Which is kind of like what Insanity did. Death Aura is just defense now. Bone Zone, boring. Gaster Blasters, occult symbol. Big Gaster Blaster, boring. But design-wise for True Reaper, I love it. And there is only 2 more characters to go. And for all that time, it wasn't a waste. I've been enjoying this so far. And yeah. So our next character we have, it is Ultra Sans. And it was not surprising that this was a giant. Gigantic Gaster Blasters, literally just the same as G, let's just be honest. Bone Zone, exactly like Fatal Error. Gaster Blaster, you can spam it and it's where you click, but it's not as good as the Fatal Blasters. Bone Trap, a literal sniper, because you have to look up and down to know where they are, and it's kind of like a maze. Death Beams, also a sniper. Anyway, following Bone, it's big, but what do you expect? Mouth Blaster! Takes a while to load, but there. Gaster Blaster Barrage. Multiple auto-aim Gaster Blasters. It sounds brilliant, which this character is brilliant. And now it's time for the big boy. Alright, so this last character is Nexus Frisk. Yeah. Pretty overpowerful, you say. Slash is just an aimable slash where it's wherever you click. Like I could just do it all myself. Strings of Patience. Let's just be honest, all those strings are going to be annoying. Like every single one. Guns are auto-aim guns, which shoot bullets like that. Knife Barrage. The don't move and move away knives. And combine that with Tough Gloves and you get a barrage of things. Following Razor. It's just a blue razor blade. Knife Spin. Kinda similar to Omega Flowey. Knife Closing. Literally what those horrors have. but it's just that. Rain is just a sniper, and finally Soul Blast. The main weapon. Yep. Right. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. It took me a long time to make this video. It's been over an hour, and I will see you in my next video. Goodbye.